In the shadow of the she-wolf, the birth of an empire. Imagine with me, dear listener, the tranquil banks of the Tiber River, where the golden rays of the sun embrace the shimmering waters. There, in the heart of verdant Italy, a legend was born from the womb of tragedy. Two infant twins, beautiful and innocent, are left to face their fate in a basket of straw upon the rushing river. They are Romulus and Remus, descendants of the god of war, victims of treachery and betrayal. But fate, my friend, has other plans. As she-wolf emerges from the trees, drawn by the cries of the innocent babes, she approaches cautiously, gazing at them with contemplative eyes, then bends down to nurse them with tenderness, embracing them with warmth. Thus, in the bosom of nature, under the care of a beast, were raised the founders of Rome, the city that would one day become the heart of the world. From this humble beginning, from the womb of suffering and struggle, emerged a great civilization that etched its name in the annals of history. A civilization that built a vast empire, stretching from the shores of Britain to the sands of Egypt, from the Alps to the deserts of Africa. A civilization that laid the foundations of law and justice, and spread its ideas and arts throughout the world. This is Rome, the city of history and legends, the city of beauty and grandeur. Join me, dear listener, on a fascinating journey to its glorious past, to discover the secrets of its birth and evolution, and to draw inspiration from its lessons and experiences in building our present and future. The birth of Rome, from a cry in the wilderness to a towering edifice, in the heart of Italy, where the sun's rays dance on the banks of the Tiber. A city was born that would change the course of history. Rome, a child suckled by a fierce lioness, raised by a simple shepherd, carried in its genes the seeds of greatness and glory. From a cry in the wilderness, Rome's journey to glory began. Romulus, its first founder, drew its boundaries with a simple plow and built its walls with solid stone. He laid the foundations of its society and united its people under one banner. But the journey of construction was not yet complete, for Rome was still a young child in need of nurturing and growth. The second king, Numa Pompilius, came to nourish Rome's spirit with piety and wisdom. He built temples, established religious rituals, and instilled in the hearts of its people the principles of faith and devotion. Thus, Rome began to take root in the earth and spread its branches towards the heavens. Then came the third king, Tullus Hostilius, to ignite in Rome the flame of war and conquest. He led its armies to victory, expanded its borders, and made it a force to be reckoned with. Rome was transformed into a strong young woman, defending herself with bravery and achieving dazzling victories. Tarquinius Priscus, the fifth king, added a touch of luxury and refinement to Rome. He built the Circus Maximus, erected public buildings, and introduced Etruscan arts and culture to Rome. Rome became more beautiful, more attractive, shining with the lights of civilization and progress. Servius Tullius, the sixth king, realized that Rome's strength lay in its people. He carried out social reforms, organized the army, and gave the people a greater role in governance. Thus, Rome became more organized, more just, and more powerful. But with the last king, Tarquinius Superbus, darkness fell upon Rome. He ruled with tyranny, oppressed the people, and pushed Rome to the brink. But the people of Rome, who had tasted freedom and justice, would not submit to tyranny. They revolted against the tyrannical king, expelled him from the city, and declared the establishment of the Republic. Thus ended the regal period in Roman history. But it was not forgotten. This period was the foundation upon which the great Roman civilization was built. In it, Rome was born, grew, developed, and acquired its distinctive character. And from the womb of this period emerged the Roman Republic, which would one day become mistress of the world. Dawn of freedom, the rise of the Roman Republic. Imagine with me, dear listener, a square teeming with anger, faces weary of injustice, voices rising in demand for freedom. The cup had overflowed, and the Roman people were tired of the tyranny of their kings. In a pivotal moment in history, Volcanoes of rage erupted, and the cries of revolution shook the foundations of Rome. Thus, absolute power fell, the shackles of monarchy were broken, and a new dawn broke over the land of Rome. The dawn of the Republic, where the people are the primary source of power, and their voice is the decisive factor in determining their destiny. The early years, a struggle for survival. The path of the Republic was not paved with roses, but rather filled with thorns and challenges. From within, conflict raged between the patrician and plebeian classes, each demanding its rights and share of power. From without, Rome faced formidable enemies who threatened its existence and lay in wait. But Rome, with its stubborn spirit and unwavering determination, was able to overcome these tribulations. It established the foundations of democracy, drafted a constitution to regulate political life, and created institutions to represent the will of the people. Conquests and expansion. With the stability of the Republic, Rome began to soar on eagle's wings towards new horizons. Its consuls and generals led its armies to dazzling victories, extending Roman control over most of the Italian peninsula. Then Rome's gaze turned towards the Mediterranean Sea, to become mistress of its waters and islands. The Punic Wars. The Roman Republic witnessed a bitter struggle with Carthage, a Phoenician empire that rivaled Rome for control of the Mediterranean. Three devastating wars erupted between them, known as the Punic Wars, ending with Rome's victory and the destruction of Carthage. The rise of leaders. In the midst of these conflicts, great leaders emerged who contributed to the making of Rome's glory. Among them were Scipio Africanus, who defeated Hannibal at the Battle of Zama, Julius Caesar, who conquered Gaul, and Pompey the Great, who expanded Rome's influence in the East. Crisis of the Republic. But with the expansion of the Republic, symptoms of weakness and disintegration began to appear. The conflict between patricians and plebeians intensified. Corruption spread through the state apparatus, and armies became tools in the hands of ambitious leaders. End of the Republic. The Roman Republic ended in tragedy when Julius Caesar was assassinated by a group of senators. Rome plunged into a devastating civil war, ending with the victory of Augustus Caesar, who founded the Roman Empire, thus ending the chapter of the Republic in Roman history. In conclusion, the Roman Republic was a crucial period in the history of Western civilization. It was during this time that the principles of democracy and the rule of law were established, and Rome embarked on a journey of expansion and conquest, becoming a great empire stretching from Britain to Egypt. Despite its tragic end, its legacy continued to influence the world for centuries to come. The age of the Golden Eagle, the Roman Empire at its zenith. In the aftermath of Julius Caesar's assassination, Rome was plunged into a maelstrom of chaos and violence. But from the ashes of war emerged Augustus, Julius Caesar's nephew, who succeeded in unifying the country and laying the foundations of the Roman Empire. Augustus, founder of the empire. Augustus was a wise man and a skilled warrior who managed to restore stability to Rome and create a new political system known as the Principate. He became the first Roman emperor and ruled for 41 years, during which he laid the foundations for an empire that would become the largest in history. The Golden Age. The reign of Augustus was known as the Golden Age of the Roman Empire, where the economy, culture, and arts flourished. Rome witnessed the construction of gigantic monuments, such as theaters, amphitheaters, and public baths. Philosophy and literature spread, and Latin became a universal language. Expansion and victories. The Roman Empire expanded dramatically during the Golden Age. Rome conquered Egypt, Greece, and Asia Minor, becoming the mistress of the Mediterranean Sea. It achieved impressive victories over its neighbors, such as the Persians and Germans. Pax Romana. The Golden Age brought peace and stability to the Roman Empire. The people enjoyed prosperity and well-being, and culture and arts spread throughout the empire. Rome became a center of culture and science. attracting the best minds from all over the world. End of the Golden Age. But the Golden Age did not last forever. The empire began to suffer from internal and external problems. Corruption and decadence increased in the upper classes, while military pressures intensified on the empire's borders. In conclusion, the Golden Age of the Roman Empire was a period of prosperity and triumph. The empire witnessed unparalleled economic and cultural growth and became a formidable military power. But the Golden Age was also the beginning of the end, as it sowed the seeds of disintegration and collapse that would eventually lead to the fall of the Roman Empire. A day in the life of a Roman, between the bustle of the city and the tranquility of the countryside. Imagine yourself walking through the streets of ancient Rome, dear listener, surrounded by a cacophony of sounds, the clatter of carts, the calls of vendors, the laughter of children, the debates of politicians, and the roar of the crowds in the Colosseum. This is Rome, a city that never sleeps, a city pulsating with life, offering a unique experience that blends work and play, seriousness and humor. From dawn to dusk, the day in Rome begins with the sunrise. Romans wake up early, have a light breakfast of bread, olives and cheese, and then head off to work. Romans practice various professions, from agriculture and trade to crafts and arts. In the heart of the city square forum is considered the beating heart of Rome. There, the market is held, state affairs are managed, and religious celebrations take place. You can see politicians debating passionately, philosophers giving lectures, and poets reciting their verses. In Roman homes, Roman houses vary according to social status. The wealthy live in luxurious villas surrounded by gardens, while the poor live in small, modest apartments. But all houses share some basic elements, such as the inner courtyard atrium, which is considered the center of family life. Leisure time. Romans love to spend their leisure time enjoying various activities. They go to public baths to relax and cleanse themselves, watch gladiatorial combat and chariot races in the Colosseum and Circus Maximus, and enjoy theatrical performances in theaters. Roman culture. Roman culture is considered a blend of Greek, Etruscan, and other influences. Romans excelled in various fields, such as literature, philosophy, architecture, and the arts. Among the most famous Roman poets are Virgil and Horace, and among the most famous philosophers are Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. Religion. The Romans believed in multiple gods, and each god had a specific function. Among the most famous gods are Jupiter, god of the sky, Juno, goddess of marriage, and Minerva, goddess of wisdom. Religion played an important role in Roman life and influenced all aspects of life, from politics to the arts. In conclusion, daily life in ancient Rome was full of vitality and diversity. The Romans enjoyed a rich culture and an active social life. Despite the passage of centuries, Rome's legacy is still present in our lives today, from language and law to architecture and the arts. The decline and fall of the Roman Empire. Imagine with me, dear listener, a vast empire spanning 3 continents, invincible legions marching under the banners of golden eagles, mighty emperors ruling the entire world from a capital adorned with marble and gold. This is Rome, the jewel of civilization, at the height of its power and grandeur. But wait, do you hear that sound? It is the sound of cracks, a hidden fissure beginning to appear on the walls of the mighty empire. While fires dance in the palaces of Rome, chaos and corruption gnaw at its insides. Emperors fight for power, armies clash amongst themselves, and famine and plague ravage the land. In a pivotal moment in history, the empire splits into 2, east and west. Like a torn body, each struggles for survival. The West, mired in turmoil, falls prey to the savage barbarian tribes, those who once looked upon Rome with awe and reverence, now shattering its walls and plundering its treasures. The East, however, survives this storm and becomes Byzantium, the empire that will carry the torch of Roman civilization for centuries to come. But the fall of the Western Roman Empire was a catastrophe that shook the ancient world, the end of an era and the beginning of another. Rome has fallen, yes, but its legacy lives on in our laws, languages, and arts. Remember always, gentlemen, that even the greatest empires are not immune to decline, and the seeds of their fall may be latent at the height of their power and prosperity. The enduring legacy of the Roman Empire. Imagine, my friend, walking through a modern city, seeing its towering buildings, paved roads, and hearing people speaking different languages. Did you know that all of this, even the way we think, was greatly influenced by an empire that lived thousands of years ago? It is the Roman Empire, that great civilization that left its mark on the world even after its fall. Look at that majestic dome. Doesn't it remind you of the Roman Pantheon? It is Roman architecture which inspired the builders of the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, and continues to amaze us with its beauty and harmony to this day. And those aqueducts that carry water across cities and mountains are but an echo of the sophisticated Roman irrigation system that allowed them to build thriving cities throughout their empire. Did you know that the law that governs us today has roots in Roman law? The Romans created a comprehensive legal system that protects individual rights and regulates social relations, and its basic principles still form the basis of many modern laws. And what about the languages we speak? Latin, the language of the Romans, is the mother of Romance languages, such as Spanish, French, and Italian, and its words are still used in various fields, such as medicine and law. Rome has also influenced our culture and arts. Roman theater, with its tragedies and comedies, has inspired playwrights throughout the ages, and Roman sculptures, with their realism and intricate details, are still considered among the finest works of art. In short, my friend, the cultural legacy of the Roman Empire is a priceless treasure that has enriched our lives and shaped our civilization in countless ways. Whenever you see a beautiful building, read a legal text, or enjoy a wonderful play, remember that you are seeing a glimpse of the genius of the Romans and their immortal creativity. Romans, heirs of greatness, we stand today on the threshold of history, remembering the glories of our ancestors and commemorating an empire that inscribed its name in letters of light on the face of time. We have inherited from them a great legacy, a towering civilization that stretched from the shores of the Mediterranean to the banks of the Euphrates, carrying the torch of knowledge and enlightenment to all corners of the earth. Remember, O sons of Rome, that greatness is not measured by land and numbers, but by an indomitable will and unwavering determination. Our ancestors faced challenges with legendary resilience and overcame hardships with unparalleled courage. Let us carry this legacy with pride and honor, and prove to the world that the spirit of Rome is still alive within us. Let us be bold in the face of challenges, creative in shaping the future, and united in building a new glory. Rome did not fall, but rather transformed into an eternal idea that inspires generations after generations. Let us ignite the flame of this idea in our hearts and illuminate the paths of the present and future. Long live Rome! Long live the greatness of Rome! If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to follow more interesting historical stories. Thank you for following you, and see you in the next video.